wanted to share my testimony real quick about finding joy in this life, because, you know, to be honest, there's a lot of things in our lives that can cause us heartaches, and life is hard in general. So my name is Sonrisa, which means smile in Spanish, and this is something that I almost feel like I have to live up to because my name means smile. But there are days when I don't feel like smiling, and there are days I've really struggled. I think just from experiences that I've had, and I doubt myself. Sometimes I struggled with my confidence. And I was listening to President Nelson actually just give this talk about the blessings that come from reading the Book of Mormon. And one of those blessings is that there will be cheer to your souls. And that hit me. I was like, wait a second. A prophet of God is telling me, promising me that when I read the Book of Mormon, I can have cheer to my soul. To me, I was like, that's my reason then. I want to read the scriptures. I want to read the Book of Mormon specifically. And so this last week, I've been trying this with the intent that the Book of Mormon will bring cheer to my soul. It's made a huge difference. Life is not exactly any better, or things haven't changed, but the way that I feel. And there's a scripture in Alma 19:6 where it talks about how Lamoni is feeling this joy from hearing what Ammon is teaching to him. But this phrase, this word, that God's glory infused joy into Lamoni. And I'm thinking, that is it. That God can infuse joy into our hearts and our minds. And something I was thinking about, I wrote this down, Christ can bring joy, in what? He can bring joy in the loneliness, and the heartache, and the heartbreak, in the mistakes, in the failings, and the learning. There's so many things that Christ can bring joy in. And we don't have to experience a lack of joy, even though our circumstances don't always measure up to what we want them to be. And I just want to bear testimony of that. And I've seen that just this week in my life when I've needed joy, when I felt lonely, as a single young, no, I'm not young anymore, but as a single woman who is divorced, and sometimes I do feel lonely. And that's something that I have just already seen this week, that God, even though my circumstances in life have not changed, the joy that Christ is infusing into my heart through just reading the Book of Mormon. I have a testimony of that.